Ladies and gentlemen, I will briefly touch upon a number of trends which we currently see in Asia-Pacific countries. Well, first and foremost, I would like to say that this region is becoming a powerhouse of the world economy, and its share in GDP within recent times has gone up to 31% from 24%. That is becoming the leading region export-wise. Now, 37% of world export is attributed to Asia-Pacific, which is more than US and EU. And Asia-Pacific is getting 38% of all global investment at the moment. And talking about expansion of transnational companies, we can say that transnational companies and corporations are very active in Asia-Pacific. In 2014, in Forbes 2000 rating, 33% of transnational companies were those coming from the Asia-Pacific countries. The amount of mergers and acquisitions which involve Chinese companies, the overall amount of these deals is about $50 billion. Now we see new global champions emerging in the world stage, and more Chinese companies are taking these positions. So we can see that the region is actively developing, and we can see that it is gaining pace. The region is becoming the new financial center, and quite an important one. Now we have the new system of financial institutions emerging. In 2014, we signed an agreement to form the BRICS Bank. 57 countries in 2015 joined in their agreement to set up Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. 5 out of 10 biggest banks in the world are currently based in Asia-Pacific. And these banks ensure 37% of international capitalization of banking system. 4 out of 10 biggest exchanges are currently located in Asia-Pacific. We now see that the key countries of the regions are slowing down. So we face this challenge at the moment, and this slowdown impacts global economy. But if we take a look at the growth factors, we will see that growth of that in China, consumer sales are growing. They're 33% over than last year. And internal consumption forms a major part of GDP. And in China today, it is up to 35%, and it is growing further. Small and medium businesses start to play a bigger part in the Asia-Pacific economy, and more than 50% of jobs currently available in the regions are attributed to small and medium businesses. As we have mentioned before, competition is becoming more and more stiff, and new players are emerging on the stage, like Vietnam, Indonesia, Korea is developing very actively. The interest rate is going down at the moment in Korea and China, and the economic system is becoming more and more refined. And I would say that the most competitive region of the world, economy-wise, is Asia-Pacific, apart from Africa, from the standpoint of being attractive to investors. We face some demographic challenges. The growth of population is slowing down from 2.5% in 1970 up to 1% at the moment. We face the problem of an aging population, and by 2050, up to 25% of Asia-Pacific inhabitants will be over 60 years old. And so social payments are growing. 1 billion of new consumers has emerged at the moment. By 2030, the middle class of Asia-Pacific is about to grow up to 3.5 billion people, And lifestyle changes and consumption factors change as well. And Asia-Pacific becomes a key factor of the global policy. And the Asia-Pacific countries get more and more political clout. They have more and more political influence. And another important thing is that we have the new center of instability. Military budgets are growing, terrorists are becoming more active, and these are the challenges which will be faced by the leaders of the nations. And Asia-Pacific region is becoming an innovational center in the world. And we have performed a survey assessing investment activity in 50 leading countries, and Asian cities and Asian countries are becoming the leaders from the standpoint of innovation, and this is a very important global trend. Another point to note is digitization of the region. More than 50% of people living in the region have access to internet, and only within 2013, 180 new internet users appeared in the region. And more users are getting connected to the internet via mobile devices. Economic structure is getting more and more developed and diverse, and megalopolises are developing as well. So these are the key trends. But an important factor is deterioration of environmental situation, and it has to be taken into account, especially given the fact that the region is getting more and more investment. So we currently face the race for we currently have the race for these treasures, and these are the trends which will define the development of the region. Thank you.